This is my presentation for my portfolio and interview. This is my design process. I would like to touch on this before I go into my projects so I can explain the process I go through. With 6 years of experience in software, I have had about 4 different points that I usually stick with through each project. For conceptualizing, this can be done through a mood board or, let's say, a brainstorm tree. It's very important to get down the main points before you start a project. For feedback, this is done throughout the different steps. I'll ask you, what is the different color palette you want to use? Or what does the client want? For ideation, question is, how many ideations are there? This can be from anything from 2 ideation to 10 and even more. Usually on average, I have 4 to 3 different ideation stages depending on what the project highlights. And then mock-up, this is the most important for many different reasons because the client is going to see this, but this is last minute feedback and any testing. So going through and being like, is the website clickable? Are all the links up to date? How is the print material look through the printer? So that is overall my 4 different points for design work. All right. Well, this is the first project I have, which is a social media campaign, and the main emphasis for this whole project is connecting physical health with mental wellness. This group consisted of 3 students, including myself, and I was in charge of concept, ideation, and organization, as well as using my graphic design skills to help out the project. This to the right, you can see for the concept is a mood board that shows the main energy and color palette that we wanted to bring in. To the left with ideation, you can see there's the logos that we had ideations for, the branding and the messaging. We did a couple different exercises for what we wanted to pinpoint, and this is the overall first steps for the project. This is everything that I accomplished as a part of the project. My main things that I had to deal with was design and data. For data, this included organization of links to websites for helpful mental health, organization of all the information that the group of the 4 of us wanted to involve in this, as well as branding and marketing materials. For design, we together decided on the branding colors, and the materials we wanted to have was a smaller flyer as well as a larger PDF with information, as you can see to the right. A logo and merch, which has links to the Facebook account that we would have, the Instagram, and as well as the Twitter that we would use for certain hashtags and messaging going forward. This is Thea Tico, a group project with myself and 2 other illustrators. A design of 3 different tea boxes and overall branding. This project dealt with designing a tea brand based on the country of Argentina. As you can see, one of our illustrators made this amazing designs. As we went through, decided to keep having the main political / social figures on the front of the tea box, as well as some illustration from the other illustrator. I'm really proud of the end result, and here are the 3 boxes fully assembled. We won first place for our graphic design product show for KBCC. All right, front, side, and back of the design of the tea. So the front had a public figure, as you can see, and it had matched with the color palette. The other illustrator that dealt with this did most of the patterns. The side was my personal favorite. I had to deal with the type and the organization of all the information from net weight to amount to the description, and I had to make sure all the spelling was correct for that. So that was my part in this. And then the back also had the description I was talking about, and you can see that throughout the design. This is the Suzanne Collins website redesign. It dealt with user testing to design the website as a better version. We wanted to highlight the color palettes that were most prominent in each of our books. So this is the color palette identification and the 3 different books that we wanted to show on the website. This is the initial design that was for the website. As a group, we decided that the best way to go forward was to do user testing. So we did this by having groups of 4 to 5 people per person in the group gather individuals and ask them questions. These questions were, what are the main issues you find with the website? Whether there's a color or organization problem or overall. What we found across the board was visibility, which this is seen throughout the website. As you can see, it is a very lack of color, lack of contrast, identification. So the main issue for this one was the scrolling. There were large paragraphs that went all the way down, seamlessly, endlessly, with information that the viewer couldn't digest correctly. So going forward, we wanted to change that up a bit. The lack of consistency for the color palette, as you can see, the contrast again is very low. We can have the same orange and you can have the green, but still have visual interest. And lack, again, with the interest here, you can see that the books are on the left. We have lots of type, lots of reading that we can do. When people go to a website, we found that overall their ability to take in information is short bursts. So we decided to bring that in with the new design. This is the wireframe design that was mocked up by myself. You can see the About Me has a full photo of her. There's an overlay with a background from one of her books, from The Year in the Jungle. I think the biggest thing here was the main headings with home, about, books, testimonial, and the store is way more easy to navigate. You don't have to go through the process of reading information that you don't need. We included a signature in the left corner as it was in the other one, but you can oversee the color palette is consistent throughout. This is the book section for the Suzanne Collins wireframe. As you see, more digestible. The newest book is at the front. You can have each book to be clickable to have more information on it, if you would like. But overall, similar color palette, easy to read overall. That's what we found. Here you go. This is the main homepage. You have the new release right up in the front, and then a small paragraph if the person wishes to learn more about her. But overall, a simple design, so it's not overwhelming. This is what the sizing would look like for a medium size, and then to the left, a smaller mobile phone version. This is the Community Promise, my freelance community design project that I went through. This project is really close to my heart because it's all based in Kalamazoo. When I was in the design crew student group through 2018-2019, we targeted all the local businesses and community groups as well. This is the mood board for the overall design for myself. Each of us presented different designs, and they were able to go through them and decide what they wanted to do and present for their business. The target audiences were low-income, family, and young people, but overall Kalamazoo-based, which I really love. The first board, as you can see, there is a overall theme of the green, the yellow, and this was a need for a friendly and light and approachable brand identity. As you can see, the colors, type, and layout is shown. I was in charge of a handout that we could give to people. The second board that was presented, we wanted to have something we could put on the street. This was due to there being a lack of visibility because it was tucked away, the business was, as well as a little handout we can bring and some merch. I want to thank you for taking a look at each of my projects, and I hope that I can hear back from you soon. I will keep in touch going forward. Thank you.